Hello, SPED 503. Today we are actually going to uh, finish up part two of social studies. And so for this session, we are going to focus on two aspects of evidence based practices for social studies. The first one is going to be focusing on big ideas and how to be able to extract those big ideas from social studies content, and then the second one will focus on primary sources and how can primary sources benefit and enhance social studies curriculum. Okay, so we're going to start off with how can we extract the big ideas from the content of social studies. Well, I'm sure many of you have seen this triangle, and at the bottom, we focus on again teaching those big ideas. We focus on inquiry based teaching. We focus on presenting students with primary sources and also applying all of the content in a way that is meaningful to students and that it mirrors the real world and the environment that they're living in. Moving up the pyramid, we have content for most students that most students should be exposed to, should know. And then all the way at the top, we have content for some students. You will also notice that the top component of the pyramid focuses, or the triangle, is more so looking at abstract concepts. And few students can definitely do well with abstract concepts given their skills, so we can definitely focus or have them focus on small details and connections. But at the bottom, we're definitely looking at concrete concepts and we're looking at supporting students and their big ideas. Okay, so now when we are looking at big ideas, here, let me go to from current slide. Okay. Um, Here's a couple of guiding aspects when supporting the extraction of big ideas. Make sure that they're meaningful to student lives. Um, if at all possible, try to tie concepts that go across time periods, because then you're able to give some sort of order to the how the big ideas are being interpreted. So I have two examples right here. One that's a non-example, not preferred, of a big idea, and a really good example of the same concept, and something that's a really good way to do this. So the non-example is World War II. Many countries joined together to fight Hitler. Yes, this is the kind of like the big culminating idea. However, it does only relate to World War II, and it has a difficult. Um, it's just difficult to kind of generalize to present day. A better example is um, World War II. Countries will often join together to fight against immoral dictatorships. And the reason why this is a better example of a big idea is because you can often generalize, have students generalize to present day um, um, dictatorships, or you can oftentimes have students see this across time periods. And so it just makes it much more meaningful um, and much more concrete for students to see. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into primary sources. So, primary sources are just another great way to enhance um, and bring social studies to life. So, what are primary sources? Well, we're often looking at firsthand accounts, um, original to the time period, and a couple of examples of primary sources include letters, journals, photos, video, audio, interviews, or artifacts. Again, anything that will enhance and bring the history to life, and most importantly that it is from that time era. So there's four types of primary sources. There's artifacts, so again, things that you can touch, documents, anything that's written, visuals, things that you can look at, and oral or auditory, anything that you can hear. Okay. Um, as we teach social studies and history, one of the very important things to have in mind is that history is often open to interpretation. And as we're teaching our students and as they are learning um, the concepts, here's a couple of things that we do need to be conscientious of. Um, what we learn depends on many elements. What are the big ideas that we are presenting to the students? So basically, we are um, not manipulating, but we are crafting um, the thoughts and ideas that students will develop. And it's all based on one, what big ideas we're presenting to them, two, whose perspective are we teaching from? What frame of reference are we using to teach the material? Three, what details are available that we're providing to our students? And four, how does it relate to what's going on today? And again, we also need to be um, very conscientious of historical presentism. We learn through the lens of our current cultural perspectives. And even though we try to be free of bias or any sort of things like that, our upbringing, our own frame of reference definitely will impact the way that we teach history. Okay, so I totally forgot to tell you guys, but this is again, it's a wrap up of the social studies part one that we had last week. So textbook activity continuation. So this is what I am asking you guys to do, and this is going to be worth 10 points. It will be due by October 31st. So you're going to go to Canvas and you're going to open the textbook activity continuation assignment. Okay, and again, this is under module 9. Um, you may work in groups of 2 or 3 if you prefer, but all names must be included and each member must upload the assignment on Canvas. If you would rather do work on this solo, you are more than welcome to do that as well. And you're going to upload your completed textbook activity continuation assignment under in class 8. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So we're going to go to modules, and like I said, you're going to go to module 9. Okay, and you will notice the textbook activity continuation. So you're going to click on that. And notice that it says part 2. So, and it gives you the directions. There's 3 parts located here. So part 2 is asking you to look at life at home during World War II. And I have everything labeled on Canvas. Okay, and you're going to look at that document, that textbook, and then you're going to answer these 3 questions. Then part 3 is asking you to look at primary resources. And again, I have everything labeled on Canvas. Answer these questions. And then part 4 is asking you to now reflect, kind of go back, and after looking at primary resources, are you changing the big idea that you wanted to teach to your students? So let me just head back really quickly to module 9. Okay, so again, here's the textbook activity that I just opened. And if you notice, part 2 corresponds with part 2 of the textbook, or the textbook activity. And then part 3, these are actually the primary resources that I want you to look at. Okay. And I should put that one here. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 different primary resources that I want you to look at as part of the textbook activity. And then you are going to go ahead and submit it to in class, under in class 8 for 10 points. Okay? Please feel free to email me if you have any questions. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.